Happy Friday, everyone. I am very excited and honored today to have Amy Oberholzer with us. She is the founder of Catch, and I'm going to let Amy explain exactly what Catch is to you, and go right ahead. Explain what Catch is.
Will do. Thank you very much for having me, Betsy. This is a really nice opportunity. I appreciate it. So my name is Amy O, and I founded Catch, which stands for Community Action Together for Children's Health, about 3 years ago. Catch is an organization based in Northbrook, and our mission is to support families in fostering resilience in their kids, to ensure that we can raise children in the Northbrook and surrounding area whose mental health is intact and whose well-being is strong so that they can feel resilient and tackle the world. Catch came to be after my own daughter struggled mightily with mental illness. It hit my family like a Mack truck. We were not prepared for the impact that such a journey would have. And in all honesty, I felt alone.
Yeah, I was just going to say that mental illness hits like that. It isn't something that any of us are prepared to deal with. And because of let's talk about the elephant in the room, there's a stigma.
Yeah, there is.
So we want to get rid of that stigma, and Catch is going to help our community do that. So just a little.
Yeah, I agree with that, Betsy. I think it's, even I, who now kind of admired in this work and spend most of my days working on it, I didn't know the words to use. I didn't understand the difference between mental health and mental illness and how important it is to have mental health. Without it, you have nothing. One has nothing. So I think the more we can normalize it and say the words like anxiety and depression and stress, the more we are to be healthy.
Yes, and they are real things. They are not, in my own case, the way it was treated when my kids were young was that I'm a bad mom, that I didn't, it was something I was doing to them. And for everybody out there, that is absolutely cannot be further from the truth. This is something like if you are born with diabetes or anything. So
yeah, I think our community and our environment can definitely play a role in exacerbating where our brains might go and how we might react. Parenting is a lot different now than it was 10 years ago, for sure. We have a very fast-paced world, very, technologically connected world. Our kids are online all the time.
Right.
And, and on top of that now, the pandemic and the fact that we are so isolated from each other and all of the uncertainties and stresses. I think environmentally, things can be very difficult, but mental illness itself, when you really are struggling with anxiety or depression in particular, are brain issues. And there's help out there. That's one of the reasons why I want people to know about Catch, because you can get help. Mental illness is treatable, and we can help you find places to get help should you need it.
And I think, like everything else, this pandemic has shown where our holes are in our resources, whether it's our medical care, whether it's our food, whether it's our electrical grids, that everything and mental health is rearing its ugly head when everything is fine and dandy and moving along, things can skate underneath the radar. But now it is out in full bloom because we're all stuck. So let's go to, so what can we do about it? What is Catch doing to help the community too?
Well, I mean, I think just to piggyback on what you said, one of the most important things we can do, all of us together as a community, is just to be okay saying, I'm not okay. My child is not okay. Because if you can get that far to say that, which is hard, I'm not pretending that those words are easy or that it's easy to say, I'm really struggling. But if we can get to that point and allow people a safe place to say that, Catch and other agencies in our area are working to collect a database of resources, therapists, counselors, mental health agencies who can help you or your child or your spouse or your mom or whomever it is begin to treat yourself, get treatment for yourself, for your mental health struggles. And sometimes it's just, I mean, I'm not a professional, I'm not a mental health professional, but sometimes it's just a matter of talking. Sometimes it's a matter of talking and medicating, but.
So is there a community for parents? I'm sort of putting you on the spot here, but as a parent with a child with mental health issues, you often feel very isolated, and your kid is not the one that's invited over to parties, and you're isolated, and you spend 24 hours a day just trying to make sure that your child is safe and moving forward. Do you have that kind of a community at all?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that. That is so much of the reason why Catch came to be in my living room 3 years ago, because that's exactly how I was feeling, Betsy.
Mm-hmm.
Come to find out, of course, that I wasn't as alone as I thought I was, right? That many of us are struggling that way. So admittedly, Catch has found it a little bit more difficult to facilitate that kind of parent connection during the pandemic.
Yeah.
However, we do offer coffee talks.
Mm.
Try to host them monthly, where parents are invited in, confidential, small groups, just to talk. The expectation is that what happens there, who you see there, is kept confidential.
Mm-hmm.
We are in the process right now of kind of reworking that at Catch. We're going to be calling it the Parent Support Network.
Okay.
And our hope is to put small cohorts of parents together who will meet regularly so that you can get to know the same people,
Right.
their stories, you can share resources, lean on one another. So I'm very glad you asked about that, because it's an important arm of Catch. We've lost it a little bit during the pandemic because we found Zooming stifling, although we still tried it and we've had some success.
Yeah. It's not the same, and we're all hopeful that we're on the downside of the mountain with this. But so that's great. And, every organization evolves, and it's just going to get better. And hopefully by the holidays, you'll be back to having small cohorts that can sort of get together and talk with one another.
That's what we're hoping.
So what kinds of other resources do you have, like on your website, on your...
Yeah, thank you for asking. One of the things that we've done since we've been kind of shut down from hosting live events due to the pandemic is that we have really worked hard at Catch to make our website and our YouTube channel in particular a lot more robust. So if you are to visit Catch on YouTube, we have both recordings of the webinars that we've put on since the pandemic started, and a series that we call Learn from Experts, which are short 2 or 3 minutes questions with local mental health experts about things that we think parents might find very helpful. And recently we recorded our very first Catch conversation, which is 2 mental health professionals. In this case, we had 2 psychologists discussing an issue for 10 or 15 minutes that you can just watch at your convenience. So I urge all parents to go to our YouTube channel. It's becoming a place that is really full of resources. In addition,
Okay, go ahead.
our website has links to all of our events, to all of our past newsletters, which we pack full of lots of information. We have a blog and we link articles. We try to make people aware of other mental health events going on in our community. Right now, Catch was the recipient of one of the Village of Northbrook pandemic response grants. And you may have noticed, I don't know if you have yet, but throughout town, we have these really lovely, colorful Catch.
Posters, that's great.
We're trying to promote a sense of connection and community. These are actually for sale in 2 places in Northbrook if you're interested, at the Book Bin and at Peyton Rose.
Okay.
The proceeds are going to go to the Northfield Food Pantry to help those families amongst us who are feeling some food crunch during the pandemic. So,
and they are out there. Don't think because we are in Northbrook that they are not out there. And that is great. And I'm just going to say I got to get a little preview of the 2 psychologists, and they were fabulous. Lots of good tips, so people should watch that. So, yes.
I haven't even seen that.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you liked it. So
they were really good.
There are places that you can go on your own time when the kids are asleep, when the kids are at school, and watch or read a short article that may be helpful to you. In addition, please reach out to us. Our confidential email, catchescommunity@gmail.com. If you have a question, you want us to address an issue for you, we will find someone who can do that.
Okay, that's great. So they can reach out to you, and you have resources. You have resources in that you have therapists, ideas, all kinds of.
Yeah, we will try to connect you with someone that we think might meet your needs. Our database is a work in process, but we have attempted to understand who serves whom best.
Okay.
Who have openings, who might not, things like that. We are trying to put that together.
That's great. That's great. And I like the idea of the YouTube channel because sometimes you just need 5 minutes of somebody understanding you. And, you can only call your girlfriend so many times. And this way, you get on there, you can have somebody who's compassionate, who understands that maybe you can email, and they'll follow up with you the next day so you feel a little better.
And right now, on the YouTube channel right now, there are some lovely clips and actually entire presentations done by Erica Lee Brandt from Glenview, who addresses teen depression and suicide in a very calm, compassionate, helpful way. She really gives great tips on how to engage with your teens and how best to start conversations about that, like we were talking about before, just putting the words out there like, I'm not okay, and what can I do? So there's some very helpful things on there right now, I think.
That's really important. And all of us who live in this community know that that suicide in general is a huge elephant in the room in this country. And we all need to do our part to get it normalized so that people can feel safe discussing it. I'm thrilled that you have that. That's great.
Thank you. I agree.
So in closing, I think we want to thank you, Amy, for all the hard work that you have put into founding and organizing and running Catch, because it takes somebody to put the grunt work behind it for everybody else. And we appreciate that. And for all of you out there, please, it's a simple email. It's Catch Community. It's a Catch
Community.
Yes, Catching Community, and
Yep.
it's in this broadcast, and you can certainly reach out to me. Everybody has all my information, and I will pass it along as well.
Thank you very much for having me today. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you stay safe and well.
Yes, you too. Thank you for doing what you do. Much appreciated. And everybody be careful out there this weekend. Have a good one.
All right, take care.
Thanks.